you're watching Amien's House. Today we're doing a monthly update. It's been a while. So as you can see, I'm standing outside in the front and you can see our big long mud pile. Much better than the big hole that we had, but we've had snow and now it's just mud, and it will be mud all winter, but we have progress. The loop is in, the soil is back in, and we are on our way to having geothermal heat. I'm standing at the end of the vegetable garden, and as you can see, I've put it to bed for the winter. If you want more details on that, you can check out the video. I'll post it below. I have a whole garden series, and the last one is about how I put the vegetable garden to bed. So that's what's happening in the front. Let's head to the back and see what's happening there. We are a little out of the wind here, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better. I just wanted to stop here and talk about the heat more. We thought last winter would be the last winter we use the heat more. We do have a geothermal tube in the ground. We do have furnaces. However, because we are still in construction, we have been told not to turn on the geothermal because it will wreck the compressor, I think it's what he said. So even though we have everything, we're actually not using it. So we are still feeding the heat more with wood twice a day, but instead of the old furnace or blower, it was a massive blower, we are using the blower in the new furnace system, which is not supposed to cause a big deal. So we do have beautiful heat in the house, and it is a lot warmer than it was last year, which is fantastic with the new, more efficient furnace and ductwork, but we are still using the heat more. So that means this week's job is to fill these pallets with wood. The never-ending job of wood in the winter when you're heating with the heat more. The heat is beautiful, it just takes a lot of work. So I'm standing now at the end of our long field. You can see the house is there and the woods is back in there, and you can see, if I move a little bit closer, that Jeff and his dad and a neighbor of Jeff's dad's have come, and they have done, and I think Sam was actually part of this too, the whole row of posts for the fence. There's no fencing in it yet, but the posts have all been dug and stood up and ready for a fence. The original idea of this fence was supposed to be 2 years ago. We were going to do it, and we were hoping to put the pigs in here, but as our herd has grown, we've kind of rethought that maybe the herd, this area is not actually big enough to rotate them enough to be able to sustain the size of herd that we have now. So we're rethinking it, but we still put the fence in just to have, if we did want to put animals in this area, they would be safe and they'd have an exterior fence, even though we'll probably have electric fence as well. So now I'm over in the herb garden. I didn't do anything in the herb garden to put it to sleep. It's still the same as it was. I probably should have pulled out a lot of the plants, but I didn't get around to that. So it is what it is, and we'll deal with that in spring. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. On the other side of the herb garden, we put the hoop house, and we have put the laying chickens in here, and this will be their winter home. There's deep bedding inside. I'll show you in a minute. Sam and I made this door that's a sliding door that you can open it from the inside in the morning, and then at night you close it down, and then they stay in there all night for the winter. There's ventilation because the laying chickens do not need heat in the winter. They have enough. They just need to make sure they stay out of, have frostbite, so they stay out of the wind, but they do need ventilation so that they don't end up with a lot of moisture in their coop. So we do have ventilation in there. You can see the kitty. So they have this whole area and have lots of pumpkins and stuff to eat and peck. We've had lots of neighbors donate pumpkins and straw, so we are building our compost pile. We have the old compost pile outside the fence, and then the new one that they've really spread out, and we're gonna have to pile it back up and add the pumpkins over there. We had a lot of donations of pumpkins this year, and it was really, really fantastic for the pigs and the chickens and the compost. So I'm in the coop now with all the chickens. They've just been fed dinner for the night. So we have a deep bedding of wood chips, and as this starts to get full of manure and as it starts to get wet and stuff, we will just top it up all winter. They have their laying boxes at the back, and the door for that is underneath. And we don't have any ash right at the moment, but they will have a dust bath of ash when we get some, and they have a heated water there so that it doesn't freeze on them, and they are ready for winter. I'm now inside the barn, and if you can believe it, we have baby chicks. These are laying baby chicks. These aren't meat chickens. Jeff decided that he wanted to spoil me and give me some more and try getting day-old layers from a local lady. So it's been pretty good. We've lost a few just because they're so small. They're super, super cute, and I can't wait to see what they turn into. I can't remember what kinds he got us, but we'll figure it out once they get more feathers. So I've just come out of the barn, and I'm walking over towards where the upper pasture part is, and we have moved all the boars into this wood chipped area, and you can see we've added some more wood chips. We got a load from the municipality, so we have added some more in there, and this is where all the boars are going to be, and the little boars will be here for the whole winter. Gustav gets to go in with the ladies in about 3 weeks. Walter and Bacon are going to freezer camp. So when they do that, then then Gustav will move over to be with the mamas and do his thing with them. The whole reason he's here on the farm, right, Gustav? And then if we just keep walking over this way, this is where the gilt and the barrows are. So they're over here, and again, this whole area is mud. We got a big bunch of snow, and then it melted, and we have rain, enormous amount of rain coming in the forecast. So this is all mud. So we've added some wood chips. We do need to add more over here because they've made just all mud from the snow and everything. So that's Bacon and Waddle, and then Walter, and back there's Dob, wherever she is in the video, just eating some grass and some pumpkins. So that is the pig area for the winter. They're all happy, warm. Yeah. So I'm going to take you in through the basement, because the basement is probably where we've had the most change. And as you can see, there's light on my face, so let me turn around and see what's happened. So we have lights on these stairs for the first time ever, and there's a light switch right at the top. That's super exciting. You would always get to the bottom of these stairs and then be like, am I done? Am I done? Is there one more? How many more? How many more? So now that we have light, it's been great. So the basement is actually quite clean and tidy. We're going to put a little table there for the winter for our dining room, but we have our water tank and our water system, which I've shown you before. And then nothing's changed in this room other than we now have lights, and all the plumbing and ductwork is done in there. We still need to get electrical sockets. The electricians are coming back next week to do that. We have moved our summer kitchen to in here. So we now have a summer kitchen, and the electrical work has started on here. So these are our freezer. I guess they need a special wire now. So those are our freezer plugs, and there's another one over there. And then there's 3 more over here, just getting ready for the future if we ever should need one, more freezers. We have a new panel, and then over here is going to be our hot water tanks and our brand new furnace. That's beautiful and quiet. It's running right now, and it is super quiet. It's gorgeous. I am doing a harvest video, so as soon as I get the freezers kind of tidied up. So if you're wondering what's in our freezers and why we have so many, stay tuned and I will let you know what's in them and how we organize them. This is our cold room, and it also has 4 new lights in here, so this will stay cold, and it is actually really cold in here and it's lovely. So we will be tidying this up and fancying it up so that it's beautiful for our canning and keeping everything for our harvest in there. And that is the basement, because then we go upstairs. There isn't a light on these stairs yet, but there is one coming. When they do the electrical stuff, they're gonna finish the light up here. So I'm on the bedroom floor. The lighting up here isn't gonna be that great because there's no lights. It's going to the end of the day. But you will see that wires have been pulled. I had a friend, Steve, come over, and our neighbor Dave came over, and we pulled most of the wire on this floor one day. I couldn't get over how fast it was. It's amazing. And then the electrician and his team finished pulling it and doing all the boxes. So all the boxes are all done, and I don't have to learn how to do that. And he's actually taking over all the electrical, so I don't have to learn how to do any more of it. Kind of excited. We did the bathroom, and that was, I'm finding it very hard to manage the building stuff as well as thinking ahead to the final decorating stuff. I know some rooms, I know exactly how I want them. I know exactly the materials I want. I don't know how I'm gonna get them because they're never anything that you pull off a shelf, because that's just me. I never seem to like anything that's in the store. But I'm having a hard time managing thinking that far ahead, as well as thinking about like what's the next step in the construction process. So that has been a big struggle of mine and the whole process. But now that it's getting closer to the finished products, I'm having a really hard time balancing both of those. So I'm very thankful that the electrician was here and he kind of finished it and took it off my plate. And next is spray foam and then drywalling. So I'm starting to get more into pulling out of that construction stuff and getting more into the design and finishing stuff. And so it's kind of exciting because that's the fun stuff. Yeah, so that's been a little bit of my struggle in the last little while with the house, is balancing that building part and keeping tabs on what's next. And I haven't been very good at it. I've kind of just shut down because it's been so overwhelming trying to manage both the decorating, finishing details and the building details, as well as life's been crazy. So yeah, we have the bathroom. I'm really excited about the bathroom because the electrician really made me push to make a decision on what my vanity is going to look like. Had to draw it out and decide like how high everything was going to be, what the mirror is going to be like. So it's done. I've made a decision. Fingers crossed it works out. But it's exciting. If it turns out, it'll be beautiful. So let's hope the vision that I have in my head comes to fruition. And then nothing has happened in the attic. As soon as they finish pulling the wire for this floor, which they're so close to being done, we will be putting the subfloor in upstairs. And then this can all be hooked up to the sub panel that's upstairs, and the sub panel will be new, so it can be hooked up to the new panel in the basement. And then we will have light and electricity on this floor, which is also super, super exciting. The last time I think I talked to you, I said that we were supposed to be having a septic tank, a new tank put in. We have a tank that works. It's fine. It's just not very big, and it's right outside the steps of that side porch. So literally you take a step off the side porch, take 3 more steps, and you're standing on the septic tank. So so we thought we'd move it. And because this house wasn't, the septic tank that was put in with this house was not meant for 5 people to be having showers, laundry, dishwashers, all those things, so it needs to be bigger. Jeff has been hounding several people, but they're just super busy and it hasn't actually happened. He met somebody finally who came to look at it, but he hasn't given him a date. So we still don't have a new septic, which means the toilet's still on the old septic and can't move over. And it also means we just have lots of pipes in the basement that still have to be there until we can get that septic done. So that's the kind of what we're waiting on. So electricians are coming next week to finish the electrical work, and then we are on the subfloor in the attic and waiting for spray foam. We do have an appointment in January. We're hoping for a cancellation and we'll get to come a little earlier, but we will wait and see how that all happens. I was going to take my coat off for this video. I totally forgot because I wanted to be able to remember that it was warm enough in here not to have a coat on with the new furnace, or the ductwork, I guess, the new ductwork and furnace, and then with the new windows. Even that has made an amazing change, and I forgot to take my coat off. But so I'm putting it in here, even though that's for me to remember that it is warm enough to not have a coat in here. So thanks for joining me for this monthly update. I can't promise I'm going to get any better. I thought I was going to get better in November and I did not. So we will see what December holds with Christmas and everything else that is happening in life. If I end up doing a weekly video, it is the aim. If it comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But I am so glad that you were able to join us for this update. A lot has happened. We have done a lot. A lot of it's been Jeff. He's done a lot. You've been here a lot more. I hope you take some time to simply breathe, and we'll catch you on the next one.